Okay, we continue on page 678. We click the Field Calculate Geometry dialog box and we already click OK for the warning. So now we're going to make sure area is selected in the property list. In the unit list, select acres, US, and click OK. And if necessary, that we're going to click yes on the message warning that you cannot undo the calculation. So now acres, US, acres, US, acre, area, use coordinate system of data source. Okay, and then hit OK. And we're going to hit yes. So now you can see here the new field is calculated that it contains values in acre. We're going to right click the acre name and click statistics. And now we can see, how can I make this bigger? Oh, I don't think I can do that. So now the sum of the value is 32332.127756. Thus, the total area of communities potentially at risk of a forest fire within visibility of outlook tower is just over 332 acres. Remember that this also includes a 1,000-foot buffer that puts these communities in contact with the Portland forest. We're going to close this and close the attribute table. And now we're going to save exercise C and we're going to move on to the last exercise of chapter 19. So in this exercises, we're going to creating graphs. The ArcGIS graph wizard lets you create many different kinds of graphs, including column, pie, area, and scatter plot graphs. So now using the wizard, you can get properties from such elements as title, axis, and graph makers. For example, the bars in a bar graph or the symbols in a scatter plot. Graphs can be saved with a map document or as files with a GRF extension that can be added to any map document. So the map shows the at-risk areas you created earlier overlaid on an imagery-based map. The imagery-based map is a web map being served from ArcGIS Online. So you do not have a stable internet connection, or if you find your map takes too long to load, navigate, you can just turn it off. So on the View menu, we're going to click Graphs, Create Graphs. The Create Graph wizard appears. The panel on the left has all the settings to create the graph. A preview of the graph will appear on the right. So we're going to click the graph arrow and click horizontal bar. And make sure layer table set to final dissolve. And value field, we're going to click acres. And then we're going to see Y field none, value none, left, bottom, match with layer, rectangular scale 70. Now we don't need anything. Next we will label the y-axis, as you make sure changes, the graph preview will be updated. So we can just go next if we need something that we can always go back. Actually, we do need to go back. And the Y label. So for the Y label, we're going to choose community. So the community values are displayed on the y-axis, although it looks a bit messy. You cannot, wow, it's really messy. So we're going to clear add to legend. We're going to uncheck the box, add to legend, this one, and then make sure the wizard matches the graph, and then we're going to click next. So make sure everything match. Right now it looks good. On the second panel of the wizard, we're going to change the default graph title. It's right here, and we're going to add a footer and remove the axis title. So in the general tab, property frame in the title box, general graph property in the title right here, we're going to replace the graph of final dissolve with overall fire risk area. In the footer box, type include 100 meters feet buffer. FT buffer. So now show all currently selected features, and then this remains the same, and then title overall fire risk area. Footer is include 1000 feet buffer. In the X properties frame in the lower portion of the wizard, make sure the left tab is selected. Left tab is selected, yes. In the title box, replace community with community. Click bottom tab right here, and acres. We're going to type acres. So only the first letter is capitalized. The other, make sure it's lowercase. And we're going to click finish. Wow, it's really ugly. But if you drag it out, wow, it's a really nice graph, okay? So the graph is displayed in a window that floats on the application window. The graph makes it easy to compare the area value. If you resize the graph window, value displayed along the left axis may change. So let's resize a little bit more. Oh, the imagery really. Left axis, okay. Okay, now Leipan Rural Fire Protection Districts. Let me find Leipan. Where is Leipan? Let me take closely. This one, Leipan Rural Fire Protection District has the greatest area at risk. So you can see here it's the most. You will add the graph to the map layout next. So we're going to do that. We can right-click the graph title bar on the shortcut menu, add to layout. And then we can just go to layout and zoom out a little bit. Okay, now once we add to the layout, we can just close this graph and we can drag it, and here we can just zoom to layer, and then we can resize it a little bit. Let's just do 100. Zoom to whole page, and we can resize it a little bit. Okay. And then ArcMap switch to layout window. We're going to switch, and the graph is displayed in the middle of the layout page marked with cyan selection handles. Other layout elements such as the map title and axis labels have been added for you on the tools bar. Make sure the select elements tool is selected, drag and resize the graph to fill the lower part of the layout as shown here. Click outside of the layout page to clear the graph selection. So we're going to add a few layers to complete the look of the map. And we're going to add the county warning layers, county warning areas. Add, it should be where? Geodatabase. From data, geodatabase, and county warning areas. And then we're going to remove the field and we're going to label it. Make it hollow. And then the field, make it 1. Hit OK. And now we can see the boundary and we're going to label it. Label feature. And we can go in because we cannot see the label. We're going to change it. Change it to 14 and go to symbols and add symbol and go to mask, make it hollow, hit OK and hit OK and hit apply. And now we can see better, and we're going to just zoom to layer, and we can see this 3 area, but this is too tiny. We're going to zoom in a little bit more, and we're going to add the Portland Outlook window as well. And cancel, and we need to find the symbology back.